with their articles on monthly, their magazine, and one of those articles in there was the most read article they've ever had. In fact, in February, it ended up in the Reader's Digest. I forgot what they called you. What do you call them?
A lot of people call me
Master of
Tom.
Ceremonies, fellow Toastmasters. Honored guests. Professor Christensen teaches a class on management theory, and how it's built. And every week his students would go through a company to figure out what they did well, what they did wrong, how they got here, how they might improve. But on the last day of class, he has the students take everything that they've learned in this class and then turn it on themselves and answer 3 questions. 1, how do I stay happy in my career? 2, how do I keep my family as a source of ongoing happiness? And 3, how do I stay out of jail? He learned that not 1, not 2, but 3 of his previous colleagues in Harvard and at Rhodes Scholars ended up in jail. And he's noticed that over the years, as he's gone to class reunions, more and more of them are coming up where they're very unhappy, they're divorced, and their children are alienated from him. And he's going, these people didn't graduate from college with a strategy to go out and basically mess up their life. And yet that's exactly what they did. Now again, as a business professor, he relates everything to business. What he found, though, in looking at his colleagues that have been so unhappy and gone to jail, the one thing that he realized is that they don't have their life's purpose out in front of them. Now, I don't know about the rest of you, but I suspect the reason this was so popular, this article, I don't know my life's purpose either. I'm a little embarrassed to say that, but I think that's one of the reasons I found it interesting. He very definitely says he spent some time, one semester when he was in college, 1 hour every day, reviewing, thinking, reading, what is his life purpose. He now defines it as that it is his faith, his family, and being of help to others. And so he thinks that we all need to do the same thing. We need to spend the time, we need to do what it takes to find out what our life's purpose is. Because if we don't, it will go where we don't want it to go. So 2 suggestions he had after that on how to do some of this. He has 5 or 6 of them, and I'll share 2 with you. One of them that I really liked was use your resources wisely. And the resources he's talking about is basically it's our personal resources, our time, our energy, and our talents. And he equates this to business, that this is the same thing as what business has. And then he also says that out there, there's all these other businesses that want our time, energy, and talents. And those businesses, he calls them our spouses, significant others, our children, our career, our communities, our churches, our Toastmasters. And they're all vying. But we, like a business, have a very limited time and talent and energy. So we have to manage these. We have to make decisions about this. And we do this every single day. Now, what he learned about his colleagues that ended up very unhappy, and especially the ones in jail, they were very, very, very short-sighted, and they wanted immediate gratification. Dessert first. But you know, if you look at our own life and our own careers, when you think about our career, we finish a design, we sell a product, we ship a product, we finish a presentation, we get paid, we get promoted. We get regular feedback, regular accomplishments, regular good feelings. But you know, when we look at our families, especially our children, if any of you have children, it's going to take probably a good 20 years before you can sit back with your hands on your hips and you can say, hey, I raised a good daughter or I raised a good son. That's a long time to wait. Your spouses, significant others, you can give a little less attention to every day, and it doesn't look like it's deteriorating. So what they found, in that balancing thing of life, less and less time and attention is going to family, and more is going to career. And there's some unhappy people out there. So the second thing he also talked about, avoid those just this once. The interesting thing about just this once in scenarios is that when you're in that moment, it's just this once, you get that immediate feedback, and it's really, you're caught up in it. It just kind of seduces you and it pulls you in. Oh, this could be so good. Normally you might say, well, I wouldn't get into this. I shouldn't do this. You're caught up. And what you can't see is down the road. The big ultimate cost is, where is it heading? Where is it leading to? Very often, big factor behind dishonesty and extramarital affairs is that whole philosophy of just this once. So again, it goes back to that, what's our purpose in life? What we really need to do is decide what we stand for. It's all part of that purpose. And then live with that. And put that line, draw that line in a very safe place. Don't have to worry about crossing over it. So if we go back to those original 3 questions, how do we keep happy in our career? How do we keep family as a source of happiness? And how do we stay out of jail? The big factor is having that purpose, taking that time to know what it is and to live by it. Because every single decision, everything we do every day on our time, our talents, and our energies, every single decision every day determines where our life goes. And ultimately, the bottom line of happiness, it's really not about the dollars and the toys and the accomplishments. It is about those people that we impact along the way. And I suggest to all of you, it's not too late to figure out what our purpose in life is and increase our happiness level. Thank you.